Hey, what's up, Lorain County High School basketball fans? Welcome back to another season of In the Paint. It's brought to you by our friends at First Federal Savings of Lorain. I, again, am your host, Rocco Nucci, with the one and only Kristen Bauer behind the camera. We are here live at the Chronicle Telegram, and the focus of this opening episode of In the Paint, girls, 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 as the girls' high school basketball season is well underway. The guys, they'll be getting started here shortly this Saturday, actually, at the DeFranco Memorial Classic over at Midview High School, but we'll get to that here in a second. But as I said, first and foremost, we got to talk about some of the ladies that have been in action so far. And let's start in Avon Lake with those Shore Gals. They're off to a 2-0 start after a 70-30 trouncing over Brunswick earlier this week. They opened the season with a 59-21 win over Lorain. So Paul Apple has his girls playing some really good basketball to start the season. In that win against Brunswick, they used a 16-0 run in the second quarter to propel themselves to victory. Izzy Palinko and Olivia Miller both tied with a team-high 13 points in that win over the Blue Devils. So again, Avon Lake and Coach Paul Apple off to a really nice start here on the season on the girls' side. In Vermilion, the Lady Sailors, they handled their business against Clearview earlier this week. 57-37 was the final score there. And how about this Vermilion Sailor defense, folks? 31 turnovers they forced against Clearview. You heard that right. 31 turnovers the Lady Sailor defense forced. Sophomore Abby Gowrie, she had a team-high 16 points for Vermilion in that win over Clearview. They had a nice little run of their own, a 21-0 scoring run in the second quarter, helping lift Vermilion again to that win over Clearview. So Lady Sailors off to a nice start on the new campaign as well. In Columbia, the Lady Raiders, they got their season started with a 61-47 opening night win over Normandy. Big shout out to Corey Taylor and his girls for that victory. Senior Elise Champagne, folks, this will be a name to keep an eye on plenty throughout the season. She's balling already. 26 points, 4 threes, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists in that win over Normandy. So she got the double-double, just 2 assists shy, of that triple-double. So Elise Champagne, again, certainly a name to watch early on in this season. Raiders never trailed against Normandy, so it was a dominant win from start to finish. And how about 10 points from sharpshooter Peyton Mangy as well? So Columbia, they're off to a nice start as well. Over in Amherst, the Lady Comets under head coach John Rossitano, they picked up a opening night win over Vermilion earlier this week. 47-20 was the final score. Senior Kayla Ferranci, she had 20 points leading the way for Amherst in that one. They held the Sailors to just 5 second-half points. So you want to talk about good defense. Amherst certainly bringing that early on in the new campaign. Amherst, they took a tough loss to Brush this past weekend, so they're 1-1, I do believe, on the start of the season. They'll open up SWC play on the 6th of December as they will take on Avon. That'll certainly be a game to keep an eye on, no question. Keystone, their Lady Wildcats are off to a 2-0 start. They've got wins over Western Reserve and Lutheran West to start the season. And that win over Lutheran West, it was a thriller. 44-42 was the final score. Big shout out to Vivian Castle, knocked down a pair of clutch free throws late in the game. She also was the high scorer in that one with 11 points. Jessica Forthover added 8 points as well for Keystone, again, in that win over Lutheran West. In Wellington, how about the Lady Dukes off to a 2-0 start? They've got wins over Rittman and Mapleton so far to start the season. Most recently in that win over Mapleton, Taylor Morris, a team-high 16 points. They also got a nice 10-point effort from Brooke Lemcool. So Nathan Morris and the Lady Dukes off to a nice start on the season as well, 2-0 for Wellington. And finally, those Elyria Catholic girls over at that New Look Coliseum, they got a 49-41 win over Lakewood to open the season, a rematch of last year's GLC title game. 25 points for Isabel Nieders. She recently announced her commitment to Tiffin University. She'll go play for the Dragons next year, but so far this year, again, off to a really nice start. Over half of the team points in that win over Lakewood. So Coach Eric Rothgary and his Lady Panthers off to a nice start here on the new season. So that's pretty much what's happened in this past week. Again, the girls just getting started. The boys, they'll get underway this weekend at the DeFranco Memorial Classic. This will be at Midview this Saturday. Obviously, this has been going on for a number of years now, and certainly an awesome event to kind of kickstart the Lorain County High School basketball season. So there will be 5 games this Saturday, all of which can be heard live on WEOL. We get the morning started with the Nick Abraham Saturday Sports Wrap-Up Show, 9 to 11. That'll be live from Midview High School. Then we dive right in at 1 o'clock with our opening matchup. It'll be Amherst against Orange, a boys matchup. Another boys game at 2:30. North Ridgeville takes on Lorain. Elyria boys follow that by taking on Sandusky. And then the final boys contest will be at 5:30. It'll be Midview and Keystone. And then to cap off the evening, it'll be a girls matchup, a really good one, as Midview takes on Elyria Catholic. So again, 4 boys matchups to start the day at 1 o'clock. It's Amherst and Orange, North Ridgeville and Lorain, Elyria and Sandusky, then Midview and Keystone. Those are your 4 boys matchups starting at 1. And then to round off the DeFranco Classic at 7, it'll be Midview taking on Elyria Catholic. Again, coverage all day long on AM 930 WEOL and 100.3 FM. And personally, I'll be on the call for that Elyria Sandusky game. Certainly looking forward to that one. So there's kind of a look at what's happened so far and a look at the DeFranco Memorial Classic this Saturday. Again, you can hear it all live on WEOL. So that'll do it for our opening episode of In the Paint, brought to you by our friends at First Federal Savings of Lorain. Looking forward to another fantastic season of covering high school basketball here in Lorain County. So again, for Kristen Bauer, I'm your host, Rocco Nushi, saying thank you for tuning in to the opening episode of this year's In the Paint, brought to you by First Federal Savings of Lorain. Looking forward to seeing you guys at Midview this Saturday, and we'll recap it all next week.